Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Monday edition of the Auburn Blitz. Brett Pritchard, David Jones here with you for your lunch break, and we're glad that you are joining us wherever it is that you might be joining us. Our show brought to you by a Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, and J.A. Smith Construction, four great partners that we have here on the program. David, good to see you here on this Monday. A bunch to get to today. So we're going to dive right in with basketball, spring practice last week, and football, baseball, and softball off to blazing starts. We're going to get to all of it, or as much of it as we can, and talk of the permanent opponents for football in the SEC, and some of the models that we've seen, and one that seems to be pretty popular, and we'll talk about the three permanent opponents possibly for Auburn. If that does come to fruition, we'll have to wait and see when that officially gets announced, but some news around that as well. But David, I guess we'll start here as Auburn defeats Tennessee on Saturday, a big win for Auburn, one that we all labeled a must-win for this team if they wanted to keep their NCAA hopes alive, and they were able to do that against a very game Tennessee team. It looked like there for a while Vescovy was going to have a career day against us like so many other players have had throughout the season. It seems like we've had somebody that has gone off against us, and a lot of these losses that we've had, Southern Cal and Memphis, West Virginia, Texas A&M with Radford. I can keep going with all the teams that have had career days, but our players have had career days. But Auburn gets a win, 79-70 over Tennessee at home. They get to 20 wins as we head into the tournament. We're going to talk about the tournament today. I was right. Y'all asked me. We talked about who we thought the opponent would be, and I said Arkansas, Mississippi State. Yeah. It is Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Arkansas has lost 3 in a row, although their net's very high. They've had a disappointing season. Mm-hmm. We've already played them and defeated them at home. Arkansas never led in that game, but this will be a different situation. And I'll talk about some things that I heard regarding that game and where Auburn is, whether they win or lose that game as we move forward. But, David, we'll start with Auburn, big win against Tennessee on Saturday.
Yeah, I was in there Saturday for the game, and I was worried about Plavsic,
He hasn't scored much at all, though,
but I was just
year.
His presence down low, Broom. We didn't have Cardwell to back him up,
right?
And we have been on this kid's rear end but credit to Traore for giving us some quality minutes, even though his stats,
Yeah, he got 8 minutes, but the stats are still just horrific.
He's not, but we had to have him Saturday. But
he did get 2 rebounds. So
they missed. Obviously, they missed Ziegler, but a great senior day, a great tribute before the game started. All the seniors and their families coming out, and a great way to end their career. And we hit 3 more 2-point baskets than they did, and 3 more free throws. I think it was pretty close stat wise. They shot the ball pretty well. We shot it pretty well. It was a well played basketball game, and I had a gig last night at Marriott Grand National, and there's 2 Tennessee fans sitting at the bar, and he said, "Well, y'all got us. I think you got some home cooking too." And I'm thinking, dude, what game were you watching? When have we gotten any home cooking?
Well, Tennessee, that place is notorious. Look, it is what it is on the road in the SEC. You know what you're going to get. Kind of going back to some of those stats, Auburn shot the ball pretty well, 28 to 57, shot almost 50% from the field. You know, Auburn in the last 5 games leads the conference in three-point shooting. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
In the last – so when did this flip? When Janai Brooms is 5 of 12 from outside right now.
2 of his
every time
2 or 3 Saturdays.
So every time he shoots, I cringe, but then it goes in, and so I'm glad because he's definitely boosted that. Auburn was 15 of 20 from the line, 12 of 19 for Tennessee. So who's saying that? Yeah. Who's saying that there's a discrepancy there? But anyway, thought it was a very evenly played game. Vescovy did have 21 points, but Wendell Green had 24. Mm-hmm. And Janai Broome poured in 17 of his own. Jalen Williams had 13. Alan Flanagan had 16. Now, let me say this. Y'all know this with me. I'm not the biggest Alan Flanagan fan.
Is there a but?
There's a but. Yeah. Not the one. Not that one, but anyway.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's possibly coming back again. Mm-hmm. And so might Jalen Williams, which Jalen Williams I'm fine with.
Yeah.
I think I've had enough of Alan Flanagan.
Yeah.
I appreciate what he's done. You know, I tip my hat. But, and again, if he comes back, again, he'll provide depth. The guy can play, and when he's on, he can do what he did Saturday. But Auburn's going to have to – and we'll talk more about what Auburn's got to do moving forward. We want to stay in the here and now and talk about what they were able to do Saturday and pretty much helping themselves get an NCAA tournament berth with that win. Look, we're seeing all kind of different models, David, and we'll dive into the SEC tournament here in just a minute. But CBS and Jerry Palm, we've had him on this program before. And he and I didn't see eye to eye on a couple of things back in the day, but we got through our differences. But he's been on our show a few times. Has Auburn as an 8 seed in Birmingham.
Well, hopefully he's more reputable than Joe Lunardi. Lunardi. Don't even get me started on Lunardi, especially with Texas A&M, Tennessee. Right. But an us in Birmingham
versus Providence. So in the first round, so that would be.
So he don't have Alabama in Birmingham?
I think Alabama will be there too, but they'll be on different sides. You know, in the regional, you don't play.
That's right.
You play different brackets.
You got the 4 and the 2.
It doesn't matter where you could be in the Midwest and draw a first round game in Birmingham. Well, I mean, that's the way it's played out.
Well, I heard this last week in Birmingham at the tournament. There's less than 500 tickets available right now. So if Auburn jumps in that.
Well, I mean, I think they'll all be sold out before then. But anyway, Birmingham hosting a regional, Legacy Arena holds 17,000. If Alabama and Auburn are both in Birmingham, what a coup that'll be, and I know Birmingham's hoping for it. I know Birmingham's praying that Auburn and Alabama both have the first 2 rounds there. So that would be phenomenal.
It'd be a first.
It would be, but chances are Auburn probably doesn't go to Birmingham. I think that may have been a little bit optimistic. I hope he's right. But I will say this about Arkansas with having a high – all right, so we discussed this SEC tournament. And a lot of guys feel like – and now that I look at the bigger picture, even if you play Arkansas and lose to them, you probably either at least stay even or maybe even rise because of their net and where they are from all the formulas that go into selecting versus starting out with a team – that's lesser than, like a South Carolina or something, and getting a win against South Carolina. Of course, you want to win a game, but even if you go and win the game Thursday against Arkansas, you've boosted. I think you really have boosted yourself to an 8 seed at that point.
And then you got Texas A&M waiting on you.
Texas A&M, who is as hot as a firecracker and has vaulted up to number 18 in the country, and rightfully so, because I think Texas A&M was getting dissed a little bit throughout this season. I think Buzz Williams said, "What else? What else are we having to do, man?"
Coming off last year, I'd be pissed if I was there. Well, Brett, let me ask you this: sitting here right now, if we had the opportunity to play either Missouri or Arkansas first round, who would you rather play?
Well, Missouri's number 25 now.
They're a 4 seed.
I mean,
tournament.
Yeah, I know, but Missouri's played well, and they've won some games that But look at what Auburn did to Missouri at
Beat
Auburn.
the dog out of
It
them.
just shows you in basketball, the setting has a lot to do with it. Now, here's Auburn in a neutral environment. They're not going to be in the confines of Neville Arena. And last year they went over and got beat by Texas A&M in the tournament. Would love to see them, at least get to that A&M game and see what we can do. I mean, at that point in time, you're in the quarterfinals of the tournament. And again, you're playing a team that's on a hot streak, that's going up the charts. You have a chance to gain something just by playing them. Maybe another notch in the NCAA tournament just by playing them. And if you play them close, kind of see how it goes. But I think the opportunity there, drawing Arkansas, should be looked at as just that, an opportunity. I don't think there's anything to lose. I think there's a lot to be gained if you can go there and win the game.
Yeah. Well, we'd said earlier, we'd even said we feel like we might need to beat Tennessee and win one to get in. I think we're in, no question.
No, I don't think so anymore. I think that's – and again, we're talking about the tournament. I don't know how much this committee places importance on conference tournaments outside of the team that wins them.
Right.
I mean, I think there may be some ground to gain or lose, but we saw last year it didn't matter with Texas A&M.
Yeah.
They ran the whole gamut, and they still didn't get in. So
right.
I think it's your whole resume, and we all know that 20 games for a long time has been a benchmark in college basketball when you get in the tournament. Up against the first break of the program. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Brett Pritchard, David Jones here with you. 45 more minutes in today's show. You can call us 256-234-6221 to be part of the program. Comment away on Facebook. A lot of you do it that way. You can go to our Sports Blitz page, a Sports with a Z. We'd love to hear from you today. Just talked about Auburn's win over Tennessee. Talk about the women's basketball team. Got beat by Georgia in the SEC tournament, but saw a graphic where Coach Harris, in 3 years is building this thing in the right direction. The momentum is headed in the right direction, and no wins 3 years ago. I think 2 SEC wins last year, and then 5 this year. So progress and getting better players, going out and recruiting really well. She came from a very good program, Mississippi State, was the first assistant there. And, Bruce Pearl's given his endorsement of her and what she's been able to do with that program. He thinks the world of what she's been able to do. And I think some really good days are to come for the women over there. Just got to be patient.
Some programs rebuild quicker than others, Brad.
Oh, yeah.
This is just one of those deals where it's just going to take a little bit of time, and as long as there's progress, you got to rock with it. So,
what about South Carolina's women? 32-0. Yeah. LSU get knocked out by Tennessee, and then Tennessee plays, and then Tennessee ends up playing South Carolina for the championship. South Carolina wins the game, but LSU goes out in the semifinals there. And they only have 2 losses now in the season. So
I know they wanted a shot at South Carolina again.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Yeah. But you talking about doing a great job, and I don't see anybody stopping them. They may be the new UConn, David. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've watched them play basketball, but they are a phenomenal team. And
Gino can't stand it. He took a shot at her after they beat him.
Well, daggone.
Tom, he made a comment about, that's the way they play, and they were too rough. Look, dude, you've been beating the
he can't say anything
for years.
He's just pissed because he's not on top.
The big dog anymore.
That's right.
Exactly
so
right.
Let's talk about the men's tournament. Auburn will get started on Thursday, but the play-in games are on Wednesday. South Carolina and Ole Miss will play at 7:00 on the SEC network, and then Georgia and LSU will play at 9:00. So it will be a late start there. Those 2 games, you win those, you got to turn around and play again. That's the thing. There is no gift for the teams that are the bottom dwellers. So that is the 11 through 14 seeds there. On Thursday, again, you'll look at it from a standpoint of those teams that move on will take on other teams that are already there. Game 3 will be the 8 versus 9 seed, and we'll go through these and kind of break them down. That'll be Florida and Mississippi State at 1:00. Tennessee will await the winner of that Ole Miss South Carolina game, and the time to be announced. Auburn and Arkansas time has been set for 7 Eastern, so that'll be 6 p.m. our time, and then Vanderbilt will await the winner of LSU Georgia. That's your first really real round of basketball. But Auburn plays at 6 against an Arkansas team that ends up being a 10 seed in this tournament. David had high expectations. They do have Nick Smith Jr. back, but they have lost their last 3 games, and they're not trending in the right direction. It would be a good opportunity for Auburn to go in, even though they haven't won their last 3, to beat a team that has a higher net rating than them.
It's a great opportunity, Brett. You know, Randy had mentioned this, and I agree. You know, in years past, Musselman just kind of built them, you know, and around tournament time, they're almost unbeatable. Well, that's not the case this year. They're trending down, but their net's still so high. You know, we're a 7 seed, they're a 10. So we can take, I mean, we should be favored to win the basketball game. So if we can win this basketball game, man, that really might even bump us up another couple of seeds.
We'll take on Texas A&M on Friday at 6 if you win that one against Arkansas. And then after that, if you were to win that, possibly Kentucky on Saturday. So that would be your path. Arkansas, Texas A&M, Kentucky, and then if Alabama runs the gamut, Alabama or Missouri, I would think, out of the top.
Yeah.
I mean, Tennessee does have a shot, but as the 5, but right now Missouri or Alabama would be my pick out of that top. So, man, you talking about a gamut to run.
What was the year early in Bruce's tenure when we came
where he took 1 suit? Yeah, he took 1 suit over there, and we kept winning. And
got to the semifinals.
That's right. We got to the semifinals and kept wearing the same suit. And,
from the elimination game.
That's exactly. Yeah. We got in on that Wednesday game, so just kept winning and made it all the way to Saturday.
Some dry cleaners was an all-tournament team for that.
It's no doubt about it. But anyway, you know, drawing Arkansas there, I think again more to gain than there's to lose there. By playing an opponent that, again, has a higher net than you, is highly thought of. Even though they haven't had the best season, they still have a lot of favor by the national media because of the players they have on that team. And
one of the top players in the country back now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, you know, Auburn, as I was watching this past weekend, a couple of blogs that Auburn has – outside of Kentucky, hasn't played bad basketball. Now, they played bad basketball against Kentucky, but outside of that, they've just had some games that just didn't go their way at the very end. Got to learn how to finish. Yeah. Auburn was in the same position Saturday, David, and they finally finished one.
They did. And it was, you know, Neville, you know, people talked about when the students were on spring break. Well, the jungle was full. I told my 20 minutes before tip-off, I told my wife, I said, look at all these empty seats up on the next level. And she said, it's 20 minutes till tip-off. And by tip-off, that place was full.
Yeah.
So
final home.
Yeah. Great win for the Auburn Tigers. Finishing, you know, 6 one-point losses this season, Brett. If we could go back and just have a couple more of those.
And, you know, that the ball don't bounce your way a lot of times. So.
Ifs and buts, we can't even know.
That's right. Got to 20 wins. I think realistically this team could be at 22 or 23 right now with a few of those that got away from them. But nevertheless, the goal is to make the postseason, and I think they did that Saturday with a win. Against another break, we come back. We'll talk some football, baseball, and softball in the second half of the show. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Kalijah Idol 15 is coming. Thousands of dollars in cash and prizes are on the line. Visit WKGA975.com. It's Kalijah Idol 15.
Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cab, discounted up to $9,250 off. Chevy Equinox up to $6,750 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com. Plus, no payments for 120 days at Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here, halfway through the program. Give us a call, 256-234-6221, to be on the program. You can comment away. I thought some interesting comments there we had on Bruce Pearl's tournament teams, SEC tournament teams. 15 was the year that you were talking about where he wore the suit for 3 games, made it all the way to the semifinals. In 16, 17, 18, Auburn went over in the SEC tournament. They were 1 game and done. 19, they won 4 games. The 2020 season was canceled. That literally, the first game the SEC tournament was played and then the tournament was canceled because of COVID, and that's when all of our lives became pure hell for about a year and a half. And then 2021, Auburn had that self-imposed postseason ban, so didn't participate in the tournament that year. That 2020 year was a lost year. We were starting to play as good a basketball as anybody in the country. You know, you had Samir Dowdy back, you had Isaac Okoro back. That was going to be a fun team to watch, and that year kind of got stolen, not just from Auburn, but from everybody. And then last year, Auburn no wins in the tournament. So let's go to the phone lines. Terry, what's up, man?
Hey, Brett. Hey, Coach David. How are y'all today?
Doing good,
Terry,
bro.
what's up?
Just out of curiosity, guys, how much of the bracket is done on Saturday night? I've always been a big believer. About 50% it's already been done before they walk into that room on Sunday.
I tend to agree with you. Like I said earlier, I think you look at Texas A&M last year. They were making that run through the SEC tournament, and one of the hotter teams in the country, no doubt. They beat some really good teams to get down that stretch, and they still didn't make it in. So I think a lot of the hay's in the barn on Saturday night. I think the championship games, obviously, they have to wait for the automatic qualifiers or those tournament champions, but I think a majority of it had already been decided.
Yes, I'm a believer that 10 on down is pretty much done because we all love the upset, but how many really are there in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah, it's hard. It would be impossible, Terry, for them to wait till Sunday and get all that together. So most of it is. Yeah, most of it is done. I just, being a basketball guy, I just think that it's one of the most incredible spectacles in the world of sport. And we all like to argue about seeds and who didn't get in, who did, and then wait to see who the Cinderella team's going to be every year or two.
Now, Coach David, I want to ask you a question. Do you think Auburn, largely part of this year's, out of necessity to a degree, I guess, has played guys out of position? Because I don't believe that Broome was a 5.
Well, I would like to have seen Cardwell at the 5 and Broome at the 4, a little bit of a larger lineup since we missed Westry, that 6'6" guard we didn't have. But, Bruce, we're creatures of habit. He started that lineup and those rotations, and he decided to stick with it. So we'll never know. But, yeah, I would have liked to see a little tweaking. I think that would have been interesting.
Broome's not a 5 in the SEC.
No.
He's not.
No, I think he's definitely a 4, maybe even a 3 in certain circumstances, because I don't believe he's a power guy at all. I believe he's a finesse guy. And I'll tell you something else, guys. I believe Alan Flanagan can play some guard. He gives him a little more size of guard. I think he's just a guard. I really do. He playing with small forward.
Wild.
I agree, but he just doesn't take care of the basketball.
Just wild. In the game Saturday, he came down, had a bonehead shot, and then the very next time drove in traffic and lost the ball. Basically turned the ball over on 2 consecutive possessions. And, that's the thing that – and then he comes back and hits a couple threes and just make you pull your hair out the level of inconsistent play by Flanagan over his career.
Now, Brad, you're kidding me. Saying Flanagan or Green took bad shots, right? That's pretty much every week. So, what does Brook Pro got to do in the offseason, guys? He's got to get some size in that backcourt. I think a lot of his frustration against Alabama definitely was the officials, but I think there's some frustration overall with some of the choices he's made on this team. He's brought back some guys he would rather not have.
Look, don't misinterpret his frustration after the Alabama. I'm with you. Don't misinterpret his frustration as being solely on some bad calls in the Alabama game. I think a lot of it is at that point in time he was like, I've done all I can do with this team. And I put them in position, and they can't finish, they can't do things that we ask of them. Again, a lot of that reflection comes back on him and in the leeway he gives players as far as offensive, I guess.
Shot selection.
Leniency, shot selection, leniency, whatever you want to come up with. But you go back and look at the way they responded against Tennessee. I think he had a back against the wall message against them and said, look, we got to be able to win this game. But I think Bruce's frustrations over the last month have been toward this team, not necessarily officials or anything else.
Yeah.
Right. And Brad, Coach, who would have thought I've said this time of year, a year ago? Thank God for football season's coming.
Well, it's Terry. Well, I'm gonna enjoy this baseball season. We got a special baseball team and softball right now, and
I agree. I agree with you guys. Know football is king in this state.
Well, absolutely. And I was telling Brett off the air. I talked to an Auburn staffer yesterday at the baseball game, and I'm gonna be able to go next week to a couple of football practices, and that hadn't been the case at all with the last 2 guys we've had on campus there. You couldn't get the president.
If I get you to a baseball game, I'm gonna come up and speak to you. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. I'm usually right down there to the left of home plate.
Okay. I'll see you sometime. You guys have a great day.
Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it. And we'll dive into some football. I know we got to get to a break here in just a minute. Spring football, Auburn off this week. You got spring practice that started last week, had 3 sessions. First two really non-contact, no pads.
Just helmets.
Yeah, and then Friday did go in pads. But now they're off a week for spring break, so there's not a lot to talk about. There is something interesting that I did hear Justin Hokanson talk about this weekend on his podcast with Jeffrey Lee and some of those guys, and it was his conversation that he had talked with Hugh Freeze about being able to manage this NIL and not. And this is not an Auburn issue. This is a national issue. Every program has got to deal with this, and I want to talk about that when we come back, because I think the ones that handle this the best will have the best opportunity of success. So up against another break. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
LMG Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Brett Pritchard and David Jones here. Couple more segments left here on the Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Dewitt Center and Building Supply Stores, and J.A. Smith Construction. Glad to have all four of them as part of our program. Ty also said, I hope Joseph Gonzalez' injury is not serious. Auburn needs him in the rotation. The guard from Phoenix City looks good. I forget his name, but Auburn better look at him. We'll talk a little bit about the finals if we have a chance. David, we were up there all last week calling those games. I'll talk about Joseph Gonzalez, and you heard a little bit this weekend, and I'd heard over the week, this past week, not very serious. It's going to be a good opportunity for him to get back. It'll be, refreshing that we finally maybe dodge a bullet rather than having a guy go, oh, crap, he's going to be out for 2 months or whatever, because that's been the trend with our number one pitcher over the last 4 or 5 years. It seems like right when the season gets started, we lose one of our top guys, and hopefully Gonzalez can get back and get in this rotation, because right now Auburn is pitching the ball really well. They've had some guys step up. It's going to be that'd just be a massive shot in the arm to have him back.
We've got some young pieces, Brett, that are very good. I mean, this came right out of Gabe Gross's mouth. I said, Gabe, are y'all going to hold Joseph till SEC play? And he said, no. He said, it's completely up to Joseph when he wants to hop back in.
Right.
So just being cautious. I mean, we're what, 8-1-1 right now, 9-1-1.
We're 9-1-1, yeah, with that tie against
curfew deal, which we'd probably won that game if they'd played it out. But,
right. But swept Lipscomb this past weekend, and
who's a very good baseball team.
Yeah. I mean, they're 5-6, but 3 of those losses to Auburn. I mean, you think about it, and Butch Thompson very complimentary about the pitching staff for Lipscomb. And, I guess we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about some of these players. Right now, Ike Irish may be one of the best hitters in the entire country. Maybe by the time I know it's young in his career, but the way this guy sees the baseball and hits it could end up being one of the better hitters Auburn's ever had in program history.
Hits it anywhere he wants to.
Yeah, he's hitting .535. You just look at the way he distributes the baseball around. He's got 7 extra base hits so far. Bryson Ware, you just mentioned, he's hitting over 500 as well. He's played in 11 games, got 6 home runs, 3 of them coming this weekend.
Yeah.
So
the game winner yesterday.
He's ripping the cover off the ball. Justin Kirby hitting right around 260. He's got 6 home runs as well. I mean, you're talking about guys in 12 games got 6 home runs, man. I mean, this is 2 guys, not 1, 2.
And the 3 you just called, we didn't call their name at all last year. Well, Bryson Ware a little bit, but the other 2 guys are brand new.
Well, they're brand new.
Yeah,
and so
unbelievable.
Cole Foster off to a hot start. He's hitting, about 360 on the year. Pitching wise, John Armstrong is a guy that really has been a breath of fresh air. And you look at what he's been able to do. He's 4-0 in the season. He's got a 3.0 ERA. Just 12 strikeouts already on the season. You get Joseph Gonzalez back in the mix, and some of these guys that are coming out of the bullpen. This is starting to look like a complete team. Yeah. We had Butch on a few weeks ago. You got him to be on, and he talked about that. He said, I don't even know what this team – he said, now on paper, they got a lot of potential, but don't know until they get – on the field. So they're 9-1-1. They're off to a really good start. They lost a game to Indiana, tied that one to Southern Cal. They've got a couple of midweek games coming up, one tomorrow, one on Wednesday. And then they'll have Southeastern Louisiana coming in this weekend. That is the team that was in our regional.
UCLA and Florida State last year.
That's exactly right. Very good team.
Yeah, they are.
So this will be another good challenge. Another good opportunity for Butch and his coaching staff to kind of continue to monitor and see how this lineup needs to look from a pitching standpoint as they get ready to head into SEC play, because they open up on the road on March 17th with Arkansas.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not that any other opponent would be any easier, but, I mean, you do go to Arkansas, who tends to be an automatic berth in the College World Series. Absolutely. It seems like every year.
It'll be a good test. And Brett, let me throw one more name at you. New guy, Chris Stanfield. Playing left. Will be a Bobby Pierce still with the tweaked hamstring.
He's played in 7 games. Has started 3 games. As you just mentioned, update on Bobby Pierce. Will hopefully be back very soon, within the week, if not later on this week. But again, Bobby Pierce was leading off for this Auburn team. He's off to a hot start as well.
That's right.
So again, Auburn getting it done up and down the line. I don't know what the deal is with LaRue, though. I mean, you look at all these averages on this team, and everybody's hitting. Now, a couple of these guys are out of their mind, hitting in the 500s. But
that's not.
But in college, but a lot of our guys in the 3s and the 2s, he's hitting 111.
Yeah, he's.
What is the deal with
Brett,
him?
Here's the thing. He changed his load to this weird-looking thing where he had the ball on his shoulder almost to the ball. Yesterday, I noticed that he'd gone back to a regular batting stance. He hit the ball extremely hard yesterday right at a guy. And he's probably one of the best defensive catchers in the country.
Right.
I mean, you just don't steal.
But if you have such a hole in your bat,
he's got a hole in his bat.
You'll lose your position.
Well, Ike Irish is catcher in waiting, but he's our DH right now.
I know it, but I'm just saying, you can almost ill afford to have a guy that barely hits 100.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying at that level, and it's almost a guaranteed out every time he rolls through.
Yeah.
So. I mean, you're basically giving a team 3 outs right out of the gate. I mean, he may hit one, may find a gap somewhere, but I mean, you're hitting 111 in 12 games. No. This is a carryover from last year,
and
too.
Brett,
by the way.
one other injury I forgot to mention, Cooper McMurray, our big first baseman, came in, got hit directly on the shin Saturday night and stayed in the game. Began to swell up on him. He's in a boot and crutches yesterday. So Cam Hill played first. Cam Hill's a pretty good player. But, you got to work through those injuries.
Right.
I mean, Stanfield was literally probably going to start in center field, and then Case and Howell decided to come back. I mean, what a luxury.
Right.
This is probably the deepest outfield that we've seen in years in Auburn baseball.
We'll end up, last segment, softball update. They had a big week, very, very successful start for them overall. We'll talk about that tournament here at Auburn this past weekend, and we'll give you a little bit more update on that Auburn football stuff that I wanted to talk about. Was supposed to be in this segment, but, sometimes you just don't get to it. So, stay tuned. One final segment coming up right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Kalijah Idol 15 is coming. Thousands of dollars in cash and prizes are on the line. Visit WKGA975.com. It's Kalijah Idol 15.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich, All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom, Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you're about to hear is true, and the names have been changed because Brubaker Motors has sold to Sons Automotive. You heard right. Brubaker Kia is now Sons Kia of Montgomery. Furthermore, Sons Automotive is a family business with dealerships throughout the Southeast. The name Sons Automotive is synonymous with trust, and they care about the communities they're a part of. They're excited to serve the River region, and in the interest of justice, you will be served a sentence of big savings. Sons Kia of Montgomery, family owned, family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment here on today's show. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Auburn this past weekend, really getting it done. The Jane B. Moore Memorial on Friday, knocking off Bowling Green in 5 innings, 9-1. And then South Alabama 3-0 on Friday. On Saturday, lose a close one 2-1 to South Alabama, but rebound, come back and beat Tennessee Tech 11-6. And then yesterday they run rule Bowling Green 8-0 in 5 innings. The softball team off to a 20-2 start on the season. They'll play Georgia Tech in Atlanta on Wednesday. So if you look at what Mickey Dean's doing, he said felt good about this team being able to hit the softball. That's what they're doing. They're run ruling people, and they're not giving up many runs at all. I mean, the loss they had this weekend was 2-1. Yeah. So obviously South Alabama had somebody pretty doggone good in the circle as well. And you're going to run up on that. And that's what you're going to run up on in SEC play. Auburn will start SEC play coming up this Friday at Georgia. They'll have 3 there, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then they'll be back. They'll go to Oklahoma City and take on Weber State, Northwestern, and Oklahoma. So we'll get to see Oklahoma twice there on March 18th and 19th. And then SEC play will start in full swing consecutively with Missouri. So on the 25th. So that's a quick snapshot. You're about to play the best team in the country in Oklahoma there here in a week or so. So that's going to be interesting to see how you play against them.
Well, we talked about this before the season. We knew the 2 big arms were going to be back.
Right.
And then there's a third arm in there now that's pretty darn good. The key to this team was going to be hitting the softball, and they're wearing the softball out.
That's it. So good for them. Good start there, 20-2. All right, I want to talk a little bit about what Coach Freeze said about this this NIL situation, and this has been talked about on this program for a long time. But he was telling some of the guys, the beat writers, that look, the biggest concern is, what is our locker room going to look like, and how are our guys going to respond to each other? And this is not just an Auburn thing. This is a nationwide deal with every coach dealing with their team. And basically what he's saying is we've got to learn, and he's not criticizing anybody yet. He's just saying we've got to learn that when a guy gets a deal, we got to be happy for him. We got to praise them, and we got to support them. We can't get upset that they got something that I didn't get, something that is maybe a little unfair. You may think I'm a better player. He got a better deal. Yeah. You got to keep that dissension out of the locker room if you're going to be successful.
Yeah, that's right.
So then we got a phone call. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, go ahead.
Hey, Brett, how's your buddy Greg Vinson doing these days?
He's doing really good. Charles, he is in North Carolina. The Red Crest, which is the basically the world championship of Major League Fishing, starts this week. He made the Red Crest again this year, so he'll be competing for close to $500,000 this week in one of the largest fishing tournaments in the world.
Okay, War Eagle, guys.
War Eagle, thank you, Charles. I know he appreciates that call. I'll pass that along to him. But, yeah, Greg Vinson will be fishing along with the other top MLF pros at Lake Norman in North Carolina with a really, really good shot. Had a good season last year, qualified for the Red Crest. I'd like to win $500,000.
Yeah.
Casting. Out there fishing. Yeah. The tournaments I enter don't quite have that jackpot in it. So I'm not an MLF pro either, not going to be. But going back, just your take on what Freeze is talking about, because he's talking about the start of this practice, everybody really getting to know each other, but creating a bond and a unity where this team can have success on the field.
Yeah. Well, that's critical. Like you said, every single program, especially a big-time program, is going to deal with that. When I sat down with John Miller, who is his GM, John said, look, Coach Freeze does a ton of teaching on leadership and personal development and being a good teammate and all of that.
Right.
He started off this past spring with a thing called Flip the Script, talking about how we're going to flip the script and, as a team. So I think we're in as good a hands as anybody, Brett, from a leadership standpoint, as far as trying to get that message across. Now, how many human beings are going to respond to that?
Well, the thing is you can preach it till you're blue in the face, but guys have to truly buy in on an individual basis. And there are going to be guys that come in there and they give better deals. And I think he was saying, look, it's okay to be open about this thing. We don't need to be walking around acting like I didn't get something when you did. And then, hearing about it from an outside source and, just being upfront and saying, look, okay, running backs, quarterbacks, wide receivers, those kind of guys, probably going to have better shots at deals rather than an offensive line. Okay? But without an offensive line, none of those guys can do what they need to do to fulfill their deals. Mm-hmm. So it's all one unit, and it's all got to work together. And, look, you saw Tank Bigsby give the whole team Beats Pills. Mm-hmm. I mean, not Beats Pills, but Beats headphones. Beats Pills is a little portable thing that you can get. But he gave everybody Beats headphones.
Yeah.
Giving back to your team, showing appreciation, signing deals, that kind of stuff, it's the little things a lot of times that some of those guys won't have an opportunity to get. But Coach Freeze made mention that you're still on scholarship. You're still in a position that a lot of people will never have a chance to be in and would love to trade places with you. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of like teaching a kid, hey, look, you look ahead and somebody's got something you want, but there's always somebody behind you looking at you saying, I want what he's got. Mm-hmm. It's just the way it goes.
It's all a matter, Brett, of those guys that are getting that, having a servant attitude and making those other guys feel that they're just as important and giving to them of what you have.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's the kind of example you got to set as a team leader. So that's going to wrap it up for the Monday edition. Again, thanks to all the comments. Thanks for the phone calls. We appreciate it so much. We'll be back with you tomorrow, same time, same place. For David, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We'll be here. See you next time.